Hi, welcome to Idaho Functional Nutrition, and I'm so excited to be showing you our Mug Brownie. Now, oh, my little daughter's talking in the background. I've been perfecting this Mug Brownie recipe for a while now. It was probably midway through my pregnancy that I first started attempting it, and then ever since then, just been perfecting it the last year. So, I'm gonna go ahead, put my hair up. And that's one of those things that I always recommend is when you're cooking, put your hair up. This isn't a time to look cute. You don't want hair in your food. That's just plain and simple. So we're gonna go ahead and make the mug brownie. Now, a few things to keep in mind with this brownie recipe. I use oat flour that I buy, but you can make oat flour yourself just from blending oats. I also use chocolate chips that are sweetened with dates, and I'll show you the brand I use. That brand's a little pricey, and we only buy it specifically for the mug brownies, so it lasts us quite a while. But if you want to use a different brand of chocolate chips, totally up to you. I just try to stay away from refined sugar, so that's why we use the brand we use. Other than that, I'll walk you through everything. So let's get started. Alrighty, so you want to begin with bringing out all your ingredients just so they're ready to go. Then from there, what you're going to do is first do all your wet ingredients. So I use unsweetened vanilla almond milk. That's just my preference, but it's really whatever milk you use in your house. So you're going to add 3 tablespoons of that. Then go ahead, we're going to sweeten it with maple syrup, and it's just straight maple syrup, nothing added to it. And we're going to do 3 tablespoons of that. And I highly recommend not doing any kind of maple syrup that has any kind of added sugar or anything. This is going to be enough, trust me. Then we're going to do dry ingredients. So 3 tablespoons of oat flour. You can make this yourself, like I said. Just make sure it's really fine. And then you're going to do cocoa powder. Now, if you notice how I do the top part of my cocoa powder, it's because cocoa powder is so fine, it can get so messy. So I highly recommend doing something like this so it doesn't get all over the place. And so we're going to do 3 tablespoons of that. And if you notice, there's a trend. By making all the ingredients real easy to remember, I can just zip through this. Then after that, you're going to add half a teaspoon of your baking powder, and then a little bit of salt, a little bit of chocolate chips, and blend. Now, I'll include the actual amounts down below in the description. So go ahead and blend it up really good, and you're going to pop in the microwave, and you just cook it for about 60 seconds. Sometimes they do 65 seconds, and that's just enough. And you're going to see it's going to rise so much, and it becomes almost like a cake-like, very fluffy texture, and it's so delicious. I highly recommend. 10 out of 10. This is just me seeing my little baby smiling at me because she's just in that smiley mood. I will say, when I was making this, I was making my husband one too. So here it is. It's all fluffy, and notice it really increased in size too. So I, again, recommend if you ever want a delicious sweet treat and you don't have a lot of time, do this brownie. Hey, so I hope you guys were able to follow along with our recipe. Like I said, it's one of our favorites. I've been making it probably twice a week at least since my pregnancy. I'm obsessed with it. Like I said, there's some ways you can kind of tweak it so you can actually have it be refined sugar free. And that's how we do it. Doing it that way though, like I said, we buy specific kinds of chocolate chips so it doesn't have any refined sugar in it. But you can really add whatever you want to kind of make it your own. Now that we have it, I was thinking this would be a fun way of kind of getting to know me. Yeah, my name is Joa. Sorry about that pause. I just made this brownie and I really want to eat it, but I feel weird eating it on camera, so I'm not sure the etiquette with that. But anywho, yeah, and I live in Idaho with my husband, Jeremy. We've been married 5 years on May 10th, and we have a 6-month-old daughter that we're just obsessed with. And as you know, we run Idaho Functional Nutrition. Now, for anyone who's new or who just don't know us that well, what is Idaho Functional Nutrition? It's a company where we focus on giving people the power to change their own lives through plant-centered eating. Now, what does that mean? What do you mean change their own lives with diet, essentially? Well, as many of you know, or maybe don't know, diet plays a huge role in your life. It affects everything you do. And having like an adequate, delicious, nutritious diet will create such a positive experience for you. And I want that for everyone. My husband and I, we've been kind of on our health journey since, oh gosh, I don't even know, even before we even met each other, we've been kind of trying to figure out the whole, how do we feed and fuel our bodies to feel so good? And now that we've really mastered that for ourselves, like we want to teach other people the tools we've gained to kind of do it for themselves. Now, right now, the company, we're really focusing on pregnancy and postpartum. That's where I'm at right now in my life, and that's where I'm going to be at probably the next 5 years, is cycling through pregnancy and postpartum, because we want a lot of babies. And it's something that's truly near and dear to myself, so much so that I can definitely see in the future becoming a doula. I am passionate about pregnancy. I'm obsessed with it. I love it so much. I did not realize how excited I was going to get around the concept of pregnancy and birth until my trying to conceive journey, and that's where I really dove into it. And for those of you who don't know, I had a longer journey than most, and it actually ended up being or resulting in IVF. And because of that, I had quite a bit of time to really dive into all things pregnancy and birth and postpartum. And I fell in love with all of it. I fell in love with the whole topic. I fell in love with the magic behind it. And like going through it, like exceeded my expectations of how beautiful this experience is. And I will say one of the biggest reasons I am having such a positive experience is because of my diet, is because of how I'm fueling my body, so that my body is always working as optimally as it possibly can, so I'm not hindered with little things like bloating. I don't have things like constipation. I don't have things like those sugar crashes or like those like food comas. Like I don't have all those things happening to me because of the way we eat. And that's really nice when during this time you have so much other things going on with your body that you don't want to have to worry about having to be bloated all day when you're 9 months pregnant. And if you're anything like me, I went past 42 weeks. You don't want to have any uncomfortability beyond what you need to when you're past 42 weeks. So that's why we've really put a focus on pregnancy and postpartum, because we want to help give women the tools to have the pregnancy that they deserve, and they so deserve it. What really brought me down this path is how much people talk negatively about pregnancy. And it kind of breaks my heart a little bit thinking about it, of how it's looked at as like this horrific experience you're gonna have. So much so that like I had a huge fear of pregnancy for a lot of my life because of what I was told about the symptoms, what I was told about the experience, what I was told birth is gonna be like, and just all of it. And then as I was on my trying to conceive journey and doing the research, I found out that none of that has to be your reality. Now, does that mean that you will never have any kind of symptom ever? No, I have plenty of symptoms. But the experience you have with it, you can really, really control the severity of a lot of things. Not everything, but a good amount of things. And you can really control how your body responds to certain things. Like, A great example is I would get stiff. I would get super stiff and super uncomfortable. So I just stayed on top of my diet and did very gentle stretching at the end of the night. I no longer had that problem. Now I could have just threw out the baby with the bathwater and been like, let's just stop and give up on everything because I'm stiff and it just sucks. No, I took steps to prevent it. Now, again, we can't prevent everything. Some things are just genetics. Some things it just sucks. But let's try to prevent the things we can. And that's where we come in. That's where we want to give you the tools so you can educate yourself on what you need. We very much, my husband and I, as nutrition coaches, we look at it as we're kind of just there to help you navigate through the information and for you to educate yourself, because informed consent is what it all comes down to. We want everyone to be consenting to the life and pregnancy they have. I don't want pregnancy to be happening to you. I want you to be enjoying and experiencing the pregnancy you deserve. And yeah, so that's just a little bit about us and our company and the direction we're going. Now, if you have any questions about nutrition coaching, if you are a pregnant mama or in your postpartum phase, even if you're just a mom that needs some tips, I want to help. I'm all about community. Pregnancy and postpartum and all these things, they can be very isolating. So creating that community is important. So even if you just need some ideas on how to make really easy, lazy, baked oatmeal muffins, let me know and I'll make a video. So anything you guys need kind of guidance on, let me know and I will definitely make that content. My goal with this channel is to kind of give you the tools that can really help you through this stage of your life. So yeah, this turned into a little bit more casual of a video, but I just kind of want to sit down with you guys. So I'll see you next time.